mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency. Most of the time, it's at 9 p.m. Eastern, but right now it is the weekend, and we go live 2 times on the weekend, 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. So, welcome to our 9 a.m. show. I hope you have had a great start to your morning. I hope it gets better because we are going to do some stretching. The first thing we're going to do is warm up our legs, warm up our hips, and Che, welcome back. Whew. We start with hip cars a little bit like this. We bring our knee directly up in front as high as we can. We're going to open up that leg directly to the side as much as possible, trying to keep the hips in the same spot, not moving them. Then from here, we're going to try our best to rotate that leg so that the ankle and the knee are as high as you can bring them. Then keep on going. Bring that ankle up, 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 up. And that is time to bring the leg back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, pull this leg back. Feel the stretch here in the hip flexor. And that is 1 rep. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. These are all about going through your maximum range of motion using your own muscle power so that you can get a little bit stronger and a little bit more mobile all at the same time. Let's go. High knee. Open up that leg, open up the hip, rotate, bring that ankle up, bring the ankle up some more, bring the leg down and back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch here in the hip flexor. 1, 2, open, ankle, down and back, high knee, open, ankle, down and back. I think it's 4, open, ankle, down and back, 5, open, ankle, down and back, 6, open, ankle, down and back, 7, open, ankle, down and back, 8, open, ankle, down and back, 9, open, ankle, down and back. Last one. I think technically that already was the last one. 10. Whew, maybe technically 11. Whew, that is hip car on the left side. We're going to do 10 more, but this time on the right side. I have just remembered that I've adjusted my internet situation a little bit, so let me know if you guys are experiencing lag on your end, and if we're not, then I'll know I don't need to make any other changes. Cool? All right. Other leg. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. If you are feeling like the first couple of reps are starting a little bit rough, that is okay. This is the warm-up, so just do your best. Try to get to that end range of motion. Flex those muscles as much as you can, and hopefully as we get through a couple more reps, you'll start feeling a little bit looser, a little bit more mobile, and we'll keep on going. I think this is 6. Open, ankle up, down and back, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, 8, open, ankle up, lost balance, down and back, 9, open, ankle up, down and back, 10, open, ankle up, down and back. That is hip cars going forward. If you're just joining in for the first time, you don't know what we're doing. We do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We're starting with our first exercise because we just got started. That was the first half of our first warm-up exercise. We do this every day to practice consistency, and so if that sounds like a place you want to be at because you need some help practicing consistency, keep on hanging out. We got more leggy hip mobility stuff coming up. Let's go do some more of these hip cars going backwards. We're hitting the same main spots in the movement. However, we're going to do them in a different order. So follow along. Let's go. I want you to flex your core. Keep it nice and tight so that you're not doing a lot of this. All right? Try to keep that low back nice and contained. And bring this leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel that stretch here in the front, in the hip flexor. You don't have to bring your leg super far back to be working on it. So from here, we're going to lift the leg up as high as you can, directly to the side. And then I want you to rotate so the ankle comes up as much as possible. Bring the knee down, and then flip it all the way around so the knee comes up and the ankle is down. And from here, we'll bring the knee to the front, and that is 1 rep. Whew. We got 10 more of these to go. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 1, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 2, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 3, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 4, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 5, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 6, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 7, I'm starting to sweat. Ankle up, ankle down. 8, back. Ugh, I'm super off balance. What's going on? Side, ankle up, ankle down. 9. If you're also off balance, feel free to hold your hand out, hold a wall, grab something to help you stay stable, because we want to work on the hip mobility. We don't need to spend all of our energy focusing on our hips and trying to keep them from shaking all over the place when our legs are doing crazy things. All right. Whew, we got 75% of our hip cars done. We got one last leg to do. Do a little wiggle, shake out your hips. I'm gonna check the chat real quick. Fafa on YouTube says hello, and Neko Panda says hello again, friend. Welcome back, Neko Panda. It's good to see you. You have been on 2 lives in a row. I didn't realize your time. You were up super. Oh no, wait. Are you traveling in Japan right now? Is that why you were able to make the last live? You're already in a different time zone. Okay. Oh, let's get into the final hip cars. Going backwards for this last leg. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 4, 5, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think it's 7, 8, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 9, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think that's 10. Oh, that is our hip cars. Again, we were trying to get our leg and our hips through a lot of range of motion using your own muscles so you get stronger and get more mobile at the same time. This was our first warm-up exercise. We got 2 more warm-up exercises. If you're starting to sweat, that's the goal. We're trying to get the heart rate up, trying to get the muscles working so that we can get the most out of our stretches that are coming up. Whew. Let's get into stretch or warm-up exercise number 2. Second thing that we're doing is called the elephant walk. And before we get into it all the way, we're going to just start by folding forward, getting into this L shape. If you're like most of the world, you probably have a little bit of low back discomfort, tiredness, and you might be feeling it a little bit when you first start folding forward. That is absolutely a-okay. Breathe, chill for a second. And when the back tension starts to go away a little bit, you might start feeling it in your hamstrings. That is what we want for the elephant walk. So try to bring your belly button down a little bit lower and lower and lower and lower. Really feel those hamstrings working and keep on chilling. Whew. Breathe. I'm still recovering from a very minor cold. So when I'm upside down like this, some of the mucus starts pooling into my face and I get a little bit sniffly and nasally. So you're just going to have to excuse me because there's nothing I can do about it. From here, we're going to add a little bit of movement in. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other. We're going to keep on switching from side to side. The whole time, I want you to try your best to bring your belly button down towards the ground, and when you start doing this, it's gonna feel wildly uncomfortable. You're gonna feel all these things shifting, maybe in just below your butt, at the very tops of your hamstrings. Maybe you're feeling something shifting in the hamstrings, something that feels a little uneven. You're going things are shifting around, and that, for the most part, is okay. Just keep on switching back and forth until it stops feeling so awful and it starts feeling a little bit more normal. Oh. You might also feel a little bit of discomfort in your calves, in your toes. They might feel a little bit tingly, and that is also normal. If you're going to Google something later about this tingly sensation, this is called nerve flossing or nerve stretching, and that is going to be fine if you're not moving super explosively. Keep on trying to bring that belly button down. You might have noticed already that it's not so bad anymore. You're feeling a little bit more flexible, you're a little bit more bendy, and you're able to push that belly button down deeper into a stretched out position while you shift your legs back and forth. I think it's about time. 3, 2, 1. Let's pop into a little bit of a squat, come back up into standing, and hopefully your hamstrings are feeling it, feeling a little bit more relaxed, but really you just put it through a lot of trauma. So maybe it's not relaxed at all, and you're just going, oh wow, I got really forward folded, but my legs are still feeling awful, and that's okay. We're gonna get right back into that same position we were just in. We're gonna open up our legs about hips width apart. We're gonna fold forward. We're gonna bend one knee. Right now my left knee is bent. From here, I want you to take your arm from the bent knee side, so left arm, reach it across the body to the right side, push open that ankle, rotate your chest, rotate your head so you're looking at your hands and your arm is extended out behind you, and reach. Come back down, chill for a second, and switch to the other side. Right knee is bent, right hand reaches across to the left side, pushes that leg open so you can reach up behind you. Rotate your neck, look at the hand. When you feel like you've reached the furthest, you can reach behind you. Take a big inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And see if you can reach further. On the exhale, I tend to run out of breath and am super tired. So I popped in for a second and I was like, nope, no more. I got no more breath to breathe. So I popped right back out. Experiment with the inhale and exhale and see if you can get just a little bit deeper into the stretch as you go. And let's get back into it. We're doing 5 of these reps. We just did 1, so we got 4 more to do. Let's go. Left knee is bent, right leg is straight, left arm on the right leg, pushing that chest open. Extend the arm up and behind you. Reach, 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 reach. Inhale, exhale. Get a little bit more. Right leg is bent, left leg is straight, open. And reach. That's 2, maybe. We got 3 more. Let's go. Reach and breathe. 3. And 4. Last one. And final half rep for the last one. That is a whole bunch of thoracic rotation. I hope you tried to reach the most rotation you can get, and then do that little inhale exhale I've been talking about on the exhale, so you can reach a little bit further. You might have been able, if you were somehow watching me while also upside down and rotating your arms and looking at your hands, somehow also seen that I sort of do it in pulses. Once I've reached all the way to one side, inhale and exhale, and go a little bit. Chill for a second, inhale, exhale again, and try to get a little bit further every time I take a breath. It might be a little bit too late to add that in for this round, but keep that in mind because we do this every single day. Cool? That is the second of our 3 warm-up exercises. We're going to get into warm-up exercise number 3. I'm going to pop into the chat. Neko Panda asks, I can do the split yet? No, I cannot do the split. Okay, let's get into the Cossack switches. You don't have to jump right in. I'm going to demonstrate real fast, and I'm going to talk about different ways to work into it. All right, the Cossack switch, eventually, I want to look a little bit like this. You want to drop all of your weight down into one side like you're doing a one-legged squat. This leg is over here chilling. You're leaning a little bit forward to help balance. Maybe you can stand up a little bit straighter in the future, but for now, this is good. From here, we're keeping our hips low, bring our butt to the other side, trying to sit into it on the other side, and then coming back. This is going to be a little bit challenging for most of us. So what I want you to start with is a couple of beginning stretchy things to help us prepare the body. All right. I want you to try your best to come into a little squatty position like this. I want you to tuck your knees and your chest in together. I want you to lean slightly forward so that your heels are a little bit off the ground and you're feeling that stretch in your Achilles tendon, in the lower calves. And I just want you to chill out here for a little bit. As you get more comfortable, maybe add a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of a shake, and keep holding that. I'm going to demonstrate how we're going to get in from this position, doing a little shake, a little wiggle into the Cossack switch. All right, so we're here, doing a little wiggle, trying to get loose. You extend the hands directly in front of us. We're going to extend this leg out to the side. We're going to try our best to bring this heel down to the ground. Your leg can be having your knee pointed that way. It can be more opened out. All of those are fine as long as your heel is on the ground. This heel on the ground will help keep you a little bit more stable, and we want stability because we're shifting from side to side. We're trying to balance the forward and the backwards. All right, so once you're here, and it might be that you have to be a little bit higher up because you can't sit quite as deep, and that is absolutely okay. We're going to try our best to scoot our butts over to the other side. If you are struggling a little bit with your weight, with balance, you can put your hands down, and that should give you a little bit of assistance. You can do this the whole time. You can do this until you decide you're strong enough to do a different variation. You got enough information to do 10 reps, so let's do them together. We are coming from that tucked, wiggly, shaky position, extending our hands out in front of us, extending one leg out to the side, and planting that heel down. You might be really low to the ground. You might have to be a little bit higher up to keep that heel down wherever it is you're in. That's okay. It's part of the process. From here, if you need to, stick your hands down, shift your weight over to the other side, sit back into it for a second, and then shift back. That is one rep. We're doing 10 of these in total. Keep going. Over and back. That's 2. Over and back. If you're feeling real confident, you're feeling like these are a little easy, you can keep on leaning forward, but stop using your hands and do 3. If you still need your hands, that's totally okay. Keep using your hands. If you're feeling like that is also pretty easy, you can try to sit up a little bit straighter, shift your balance a little bit further back, and keep going. I think that's 5. If your knees, your inner thighs over here, are feeling a little bit achy when you're in this position, you can start to change up the movement a little bit. So you come up, come across, and then drop down. So you come up, come across, and then drop down. I think this is 7. And 8. And finally, if you're feeling really badass, you can sit up as straight and as tall as you can. Keep on bringing your butt from side to side. And we'll wrap up with some of these. That, I believe, is 10 Cossack switches. And we are done with those. If you're really tired, that's okay. That's pretty normal. These are really hard. Whew. Catch your breath. Take a second to breathe. Grab a sip of water, and we will move on into our stretches. That is the end of our warm-up exercises. If you're suddenly worried because you're like, wait, that's just the warm-up exercises, don't worry. We're building up our sweat, warming up muscles in order to make sure we get the most out of our stretches. So the rest of the show isn't nearly as cardio heavy as what you just experienced. Whew. I'm going to take a quick look at the chat. Whew. Neko is relaxing in Japan over here on the YouTube chat. I hope you're having a great time. You spent a lot of time on my live. I appreciate that this is part of your relaxation, but you don't have to. You got other things to do. D says, let me get some coffee in me first. Absolutely. I feel like sometimes this workout is actually more impactful than my first cup of coffee. Usually I have them at the same time, and on a handful of days I woke up a little bit late, so I wasn't able to prepare my coffee, and I just went right into the live. And I think, at least for the first half while I'm doing the live, I feel like it's a similar level of energy boost. Maybe like half an hour after the live starts, then I need the coffee. Okay. Whew. Let's get into our stretches. I hope you grabbed a sip of water. We're gonna do the hamstring stretch first, and our hamstring stretch is gonna look a little bit like this. We're gonna drop down to one knee. We're gonna extend one leg out in front. We're gonna fold forward. In this position, you have lots of stability. You can put your hands down for support. That makes the whole stretch a little bit more chill. But your knee might need a little bit of support. So I recommend you go grab a cushion, grab something with a little bit of foam. It could be a yoga block. You could roll up a yoga mat. It could be old laundry, old towels that need a wash. If they don't smell too bad, they're a perfect cushion. Couch cushion, pillow, dog bed, whatever you gotta use. All cool with me. From here, we are trying our best to drop both our knees onto the same block. And we're trying to keep our hips in a straight line across. You might be tempted when we start stretching to really reach this leg really far forward, and then this side of your hip is going to be way far forward, and this side of the hip is going to be way far back. What we want is to keep that straight line right here so you can focus on just the hamstring stretch. Okay? From here, we're bringing the belly button, this right here, down to the thigh. And that's our stretch. I'm going to turn around so you don't have to stare at my big old head. And you don't have to do anything at all because I can't see your face. From here, we're bringing the belly button down. And we're feeling that stretch. Nice and intense. We want this to be kind of normal. We want to feel okay in this position so you can tell yourself, hey, brain, chill out. This is cool. This is okay. If you don't want to tell your brain that, that's also okay because it will sound weird. And that's cool too. So once you've been here for a little bit, you've been just chilling, breathing, feeling how intense that hamstring stretch is, I want you to take a nice big inhale and then slowly exhale. And while you exhale, I want you to try your best to fold that belly button down into the thigh. All right, you all ready? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Your hamstrings should be feeling way less comfortable. And maybe you're feeling it a little bit in your calves now. Maybe you're feeling it a little bit in your toes. That tingliness from earlier is coming back. That is all pretty normal. Chill here for a little bit. Breathe. Try to relax to the best of your ability. Maybe even massage that hamstring a little bit. See if that helps distract you from the suffering. And we're going to do one more inhale, exhale. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. We're in a deeper position. It is really intense. Try not to bend your head and your upper back down like you're trying to touch your face to your knee. That puts a lot of stress on your back, and it doesn't really make the stretch any better. It just changes your head and your shoulder stuff. Cool? That's it. We're in position. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. Remember, again, this is all about the belly button and bringing it down towards the thigh or further. Imagine trying to bring it down to the ground. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that is our hamstring stretch. Oh, come on out of it. If you're super tired, if you're out of breath, because that was really hard, that's okay. That's totally normal. Whew. We're going to switch over to the other side now. Let's bring that cushion to the other knee. Make sure to square up those hips so that they're in a straight line in front of you. And extend the leg out in front. You might want to experiment with opening up your legs a little bit wider to help with balance, but don't go crazy far out to the side. Bring the belly button down to the thigh. Let's go. All right. Once you're as deep as you can for the moment, just chill, breathe, relax. This is normal. This is okay. Hamstrings, we got more coming. Just relax, relax. Everything is fine. Once you've taken a second to try your best to relax here, let's do the inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale, and fold. You're going to start feeling that stretch maybe in the bottom of your glutes. You're going to feel it in the hamstrings. You might feel it in your calves and your toes. And that is all okay. Give it a couple more seconds. Take a couple of normal breaths. And then we're going to do one last inhale, exhale. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Try to compress your belly button down into your leg. Bring that leg up into your belly button. And I think it's about time. Let's do our 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on out of that stretch. Oh, that is our hamstring stretch. You might have noticed that I told you not to sort of round your back, fold forward too much because it's coming from your shoulder, coming from your upper back, and I was kind of curved, right? When I say try not to round your back, I mean it in a try not to use a whole bunch of effort to bring your head down. If you're lazy and your back is relaxed and you're just chilling and you're flopped forward a little bit, that's fine. But if you're flopped forward and you're going, and you're trying to turn yourself into a little ball, bringing your forehead down to your knee, that's a lot of effort. You don't have to work so hard. Cool? Okay. Oh, that is our first stretch, the hamstring stretch. Don't worry, not all of them are this long. I like to spend a little bit of extra time in the hamstring stretch because your hamstrings are going to go through a lot today, and I like to make sure they're prepared. We're moving on into our second stretch, and that is the butterfly stretch. The butterfly looks a little bit like this. We're sitting on our butts, bringing our feet together, pulling it in. Ta-da! Boom! Butterfly stretch. To make this a better and more effective stretch, I recommend you do this against a wall. And if you have your hips, your mid-back, your shoulders, the back of your head against the wall, you got a really good foundation. It's going to make the stretch a lot easier for you to focus on the part that matters, the groin and the legs. Okay? So, once you're here, your hips are against the wall, bring your feet together, pull them in towards you, and do a little wiggle. Get comfortable. Let's go. From here, I want you to focus on the groin stretch right here in the middle. What that means for us visually is we're trying to bring our knees into the ground. All right? Trying to bring them down. We're always trying to get stronger and more mobile, so I want you to use your outer thigh muscles and your glutes to help open up your legs. If you're not 100% sure what that means, because this is your first time on the live, don't worry. As long as your knees are not coming up and doing this instead of opening up, you're probably going to be okay. Go ahead, try to figure it out, and open up those legs. Remember to breathe, don't hold your breath. From here, once you've tried your bestest to open up your hips, take your hands and apply a little bit of pressure just below the knee. If you're doing this right, you're going to feel a whole bunch of pressure in your shoulders, in the back of your head, because that's where your arms are connected to your body. They're pushing your legs down, but they're also pushing your back. If there's a wall behind you, you can only go so far back, and the rest of your power is going to be pushing your legs down into the ground. So, you're all set up. Let's hold this for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Remember, you can contract those muscles in your legs. Try to pull your knees into the ground at the same time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, let your arms go. If your legs are feeling super tired because you've been contracting your outer thigh muscles, your glutes, trying to pull your knees into the ground, give them a little shake. Oh, flop them. Wake them up. Say, hey, it's time to get up. We got other stuff to do. It's okay. Wake up. When your legs are feeling a little bit more comfortable, you can start to flap the wings of this butterfly in your butterfly stretch. And you should be ready to move on into stretch number 3. We're doing some pancakes. Let's go. If you are just joining in for the first time, you're wondering what this guy is doing with his knees, flapping them around like it's a bird, it's a butterfly. We do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, the number one quality, and we try to build a little bit of community. I try to send good vibes out into the internet, and I hope you send good vibes right back into the chat, help support each other, help keep each other accountable, and help make the suffering that we do on the floor a little bit more fun, a little bit more bearable, so that we can do a little bit more of it more consistently, and hopefully we'll make a whole bunch of progress in our side splits towards better hip mobility, towards better movement. All right, that's the spiel. Hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We do this every day. Third exercise, third stretch is the pancake. I don't know why I keep on holding those blocks. What we're trying to do is get our body to do that. We're trying to fold our chest into our legs. Whoosh, pancake. And it's a really freaking hard exercise. So let's talk about it. I want you to try your very best to get into this L shape that we started with in the elephant walk earlier. And I want you to keep going. And folding, and folding, and folding, and folding, and folding. You might need to pull on your legs. And we're trying to get as low and compact and squished as possible. It's going to be really hard. So we want to be in a position where gravity does as much as possible to help us get into position. In this case, we want to hit horizontal with our upper body. This, I'm pretty sure physics-wise, is the most intense gravitational assistance that we can get. And that means we want to stay in this position as much as possible. So how do we get into a deeper stretch while keeping our body as close to horizontal as possible? Great question that you didn't ask, but I'm going to answer anyway. We are going to do a couple of things. From a standing position, which is the position I recommend. If you're feeling strong, you're feeling like you're ready for a challenge, we're going to open up our legs decently wide. Should not hurt here at the hips. We're going to fold forward. And when you fold forward, you might end up looking like this. If you keep on going, you keep on opening up your legs, maybe your inner thighs will start going crazy and they'll be like, what the heck is this? This is awful. And that's okay. It's part of the pancake. To keep your body horizontal, but trying to fold your belly button down further, I want you to imagine sticking your butt out further behind you. And that will help bring your angle a little bit narrower while keeping your chest more or less horizontal. Okay, I hope that kind of makes sense. If it doesn't make any sense at all, that's okay. Just fold forward, bring your belly button down towards the ground, extend your arms above your head, and that will make it feel way more intense. And that's it. That's all you gotta do. Let's go. We're holding this for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Remember, we're trying to bring the belly button down as low as we can. 25, 24, 23. And if you want the most help from gravity, you can just stick your butt further back, and that will help you stay balanced. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down. Come on out of that position. That could very well be the hardest stretch that we do all day. So if you're feeling pretty beat up, that's That's normal. Slowly come back into something that resembles a standing position. If you gotta waddle your way back into a standing position, that's okay. Do what you gotta do. That's all right. Breathe, chill, and if you need it, shake out your legs, wiggle them, let the muscles relax a little bit. The standing pancake is a really hard stretch because we're doing two things and we're taking it to an extreme position. One, we're folding forward. We're folding forward really, 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 really far, and we're trying to get gravity to help as much as possible to make it feel like a really intense stretch. So your hamstrings are probably a little bit on fire. The other place where you're feeling it is your inner thigh muscles. And when you're trying to get into this stretch position, they're already getting stretched out. But when you stay here and you stand here, they're also contracting, going, ugh, we gotta hold this person up. And so they're gonna cry a little bit while they hold you up. There are pros and there's cons. The pro is you're training these muscles to get much stronger, to get much better at holding you up, and so you're getting stronger, and that's good. The con is you're gonna suffer the whole time for it. So I hope you enjoyed the suffering. I hope you enjoyed the slight little anatomy lesson. And I hope you enjoyed the time that we got to relax before we get into the fourth stretch. The fourth stretch is either the figure four or the pigeon stretch. If you have one that you prefer, one that feels more comfortable, one that is easier for you to get into, go ahead and do that. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. We will talk about it right now. Basically, for both, we're bringing our leg across the body so that we make this kind of number 4 looking shape. We're bringing the ankle up as high as we can, and we're bringing our belly button down to that ankle. In this stretch, we want to feel the stretch here in the side of the glute, in the side of the hip. I'm going to zip that zipper, and that's it. That's the whole stretch. I think we did the pigeon 12 hours ago, so it's time for the figure 4. I explained one of the variations per day, and hopefully you stick around long enough and get all the different variations. In the figure 4, we do this on our back, all right? And I'm gonna have my legs facing towards you guys, so that's easier to see what's going on. We're gonna cross our leg over to the other side, making this triangle. Then we're gonna reach our hands through the triangle and around the other leg. And we're gonna pull on that other leg to bring the ankle that's across the body into our stomachs, into our belly buttons. And it's gonna feel a little bit uncomfortable at first. You might feel it in your hamstrings, you might feel it a little bit in the hips. Take your time, breathe, pull that leg in, breathe some more, pull it in some more, and we're ready. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Keep on pulling that leg in. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Drop your arms to the side, maybe directly to the left and right. And you can experiment with dropping your hips down and let them hang out on either side as well. Get a little bit of a stretch in the low back. And the other side, if you got the room for it. And back. And the other side. And once you've done a couple of these, let your low back relax. We're going to switch over and do the other leg. One more pigeon. Let's go. We just did the left leg. Whatever leg you did, we're switching to the other side. Bring the leg across, reaching our hand through the triangle and around the other knee, pulling it in, and give me a second while I rotate on my back like a little turtle, trapped. Bring that knee in, pull, 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 breathe, exhale, and let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Remember, you're trying to feel it out here in the side of the glute. And 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our final figure 4 stretch. Again, extend your arms to either side. Let the hips drop from side to side. Let the low back relax. Get a little bit of rotation. Whew. Breathe. And with this, we are done with 4 of our 5 stretches. The only thing we got left are some side splits. The side splits happen a little bit differently. We do 3 rounds of 30 seconds, and that means in between each round, we do a couple of movements to help shake out the tension in our legs, in our back, in our hips, so that we can get a little bit more out of the next side split. I'm going to take a quick second to scroll out the chat to see how things have been going, because I have been on the floor, far back for a little bit. Fatima says, I'm resting and I'll be cleaning without suffering. That is not a bad idea for everybody. If there's an exercise that feels like it's going to be a little bit too hard, feel free to take a little bit of a break, take a little bit of a rest. That is absolutely okay. All I'm trying to encourage here on the internet is that you move a little bit more and you try your best to work on that hip mobility so that you can do cool things like squatting on the ground, picking up babies, playing with kids, that type of stuff. And also, sitting on the floor and standing and basic movement stuff. That's cool too, but playing around is better. Anyways, where am I going with this? It's time for some side splits. Before we get into the side splits directly, I'd like to remind you that we do this show every single day, 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work so that we can all move a little bit better. And the number one thing I care about is consistency. So I walk the walk that I try to talk, and I show up every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Sunday. But right now it's not 9 p.m. Eastern, so what the heck is this guy talking about? It is the weekend, and on Saturdays and Sundays we do a bonus live at 9 a.m. Eastern, and that is what you are currently watching. If you like side split stretching, you want to work on hip mobility, you need to work on hip mobility, and you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, this is what we are here for. Hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We're going to keep on working on those legs together. All right, side splits. Let's do this. First thing, I want you to feel safe, and I don't want you to fall on your butt and hurt your tailbone. All right, when we are doing the side split, at some point inevitably we'll get into a position that kind of looks like this. You're going to be wiggling, you're going to be squirming, you're going to be like, yeah, ooh. And chances are, at some point, you're going to be trying to figure it out in a weird, awkward position that you're not quite strong in, and you're going to potentially fall backwards onto your butt, and it's going to be really painful if you're higher up off the ground. If you're a little bit less high off the ground and you're a little bit lower down, it might not be so painful. It might be fine. But for the majority of us, they're going to be a little bit higher up off the ground. I recommend you stand 8 to 12 inches in front of a wall. All right. Right now I have curtains and a window, but like up to here is wall. So that's going to work for me. Get 8 to 12 inches for most people. That's about 1.5, 2 footsteps in front of the wall, so that when you fall backwards, your butt will smash into the wall. Maybe your middle of the back, maybe your shoulder will smash into the wall, and your butt will not fall 2.5 feet down into the ground and really hurt your tailbone. Cool? All right. With that, I think we're ready to start some side splits. I want you to open up your legs decently wide. Doesn't have to be crazy. It should not be uncomfortable in the hips. So open up a little further. If it's getting uncomfortable in the hips, you can stop. You can bring your legs in a little bit, and we're ready to fold. I want you to take your belly button, bring it down, pointing towards the ground, fold them directly in half, and when you're folded in this position, you should be able to get into a deeper open leg position without discomfort in the hip. That is because you're folded forward. So want you to try that first and see if you can get your hands down on the ground with your legs open. You might be able to do this without opening up your legs super far if you're able to fold forward a little bit more, and you might be able to do it as well if you're opening your legs quite far and you don't need as much forward folding. If you can't get there, that's okay. I recommend elevating your hands a little bit to give yourself a little bit of support. I'm using 2 yoga blocks, and you can definitely use a pack of books, a stack of textbooks, or anything else that will stay stable underneath you. Cool? From here, we're doing the most important part of the whole entire thing. We're externally rotating the leg. Look at this foot right here, all right? Right now, we're in this position where the foot is down. I want you to rotate the leg so that your heel is down, your toes are up, and your knees are pointing up. I'm gonna bend that knee for you to show you that the knee is pointing up. Whew. From here, and I want you to do this on both legs, both the right and the left. You just can't see this foot because I'm too close to the camera. Once you've done that, you've rotated the thigh bone in your pelvis, and it helps you get into a deeper side split without pain, all right? From here, I want you to slowly walk your hands back towards your legs. We're putting more of our body weight directly over our split position. I want you to do a little wiggle from side to side so you can get just a little bit deeper. This is also the type of movement that might have you fall and bust your butt falling backwards, so be careful. And we're here. There's our side split. We're chilling. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. We're almost done. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. 6, 5, 4. Add a little wiggle if you want to see if you can get just a little bit deeper. 3, 2, 1, 0. That is it for our first stretch. Walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in. And kneel, relax. Do whatever you gotta do to chill out. That is our first side split. We got 2 more rounds. Each of these rounds are going to be 30 seconds each. And what we just did, put a whole bunch of tension into our legs, into our hips. So what we're going to do in between each of our side splits is shake it out and relax our muscles as much as possible. All right? And yes, it's going to look a little bit flaily. So when you're ready, come on up into standing for a sec and let's go. If you're joining into the live for the first time and don't know what our shaky stuff looks like, I want you to imagine that you're flicking water off of your toes. Like you just stepped out of a swimming pool, a hot tub, and your legs are a little wet and you want to flick the water as far as you can, right? So you're whipping that leg forward in front of you. Your ankles are loose, your calves are free. They're just whipping it over there. I want you to take that motion. I want you to chill out, relax. It's okay, everything's fine. Drop the knee, keep the ankles nice and loose, floppy, relaxed, and that's it. That's the whole thing. Do the other side. We're starting with the intense shake, then drop the intensity, increase the speed, and shake, 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 wiggle, 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 flop, 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 and that is how we shake out our legs. We're going to add in a little bit for our hips because they're working real hard when you get your leg into that sort of position. And what I want you to do is lean all of your weight onto one side, then the other leg. I want you to just place the big toe, the ball of the foot down. There's almost no weight on it, right? And I want you to rotate your leg in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. We're just trying to loosen up the muscles here with a little bit of movement. If this looks like a dance move, this is absolutely how we are dancing right now. We're doing some stanky leg, shaking the leg in and out, and letting that hip relax. Other side, all the weight is in this leg, almost no weight in this leg. Big toe, ball of the foot is down. We're shaking that leg in and out and in and out and in and out, and stanky leg. If you want to mix it in and do a couple of extra moves for funsies, that is 100% allowed. Do it please make it fun. We are spending a whole bunch of time suffering on the floor, so whatever you can do to make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more enjoyable, I approve. Cool? That is our in-between. Let's get into side split number 2. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of whatever it is you're prepared to fall into. In this case, I have the wall behind me. We're going to open up the legs decently wide. Make sure your hips don't hurt. Go to where they're feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Then come back in, and we're ready to go. From here, I want you to fold forward, bring that belly button down towards the ground. When you're folded forward, you should be able to open up your legs a little bit further without discomfort because of this new angle of your hips. And I want you to try to bring your hands down to the ground. All right? If you can't get there, feel free to use some blocks. Give yourself a little bit of assistance. And focus on rotating your legs. What we're going to do from here is external rotation. I want your heels down, your toes up, and your knees pointing up. This is the most important part. This rotation rotates the thigh into a new position in relationship to the hips, and that keeps your hips and your thigh bones from crashing into each other, and it helps you get into a much deeper side split. We're going to do that on both sides. You can't see the other foot because I'm too close to the camera, but I promise my toes are pointing up. From here, I want you to walk your hands back towards your hips as much as you can, so we're putting as much of our body weight right over our hips, and you're in the side split. We're going to do a little wiggle from side to side to see if we can get just a little bit deeper into the stretch. And that's it. We're here. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. If up until now your elbows have been completely locked out and your arms have been straight and you're looking for a little bit more intensity, you can bend your elbows and see if that suddenly puts a whole bunch more pressure into your legs and you go, oh, what the heck, that's crazy. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that's enough. Walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in underneath you. Breathe. Chill. Relax. And when your legs are starting to feel like they're working again, when you're able to slowly come out of that kneeling position, waddle into a comfortable standing position, we're going to start shaking it out. Cool? Let's go. We're shaking water off of our toes. We're whipping that leg out in front of us, and then we're dropping the knee, relaxing the leg, picking up the speed, and shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Other side. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And it's time for some hips. All right. Lean all of your weight into one side. Drop the ball of your foot down. We're going to shake that hip. There's almost no weight on this leg. It's put on the floor just to help you stabilize so you can do this and bring your knee in and out. Do the other side. And as you get faster and more loose and better at this version of the leg shake, you can actually incorporate it into this leg shake. All right? So right now, we're leaning on this one. This leg is bent. We're bringing the leg in and out, 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 right? You're figuring out these muscles right here in the hip. You can keep doing that with your leg still up and down. If your ankle is locked in one place, you can bring your knee back and forth. If your ankle is loose, you kind of just do this crazy floppy wiggle looking thing. And if you drop the knee down and you keep on doing that rotation in and out, now it just looks like your legs are going from side to side, right? You can do that. Keep your leg down, do the same thing. And you can start shaking out your whole entire leg, letting the whole thing wiggle and jiggle. You can't see it through my pants, but my quads are flopping and flying all over the place. All right? That is more wiggle that you can build in to your body that you probably never knew about. Okay? Actually, I feel like it's unfair to do so much wiggling on one side and not do the other side. So wiggle, 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 wiggle. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. hopefully your hips and your legs are a little bit more relaxed. You've enjoyed the entertainment. Now we're going to get into side split number 3. All right. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of whatever you're prepared to fall into. Open up your legs. Make sure it's not uncomfortable here in the hips. If it's already uncomfortable, you can come in just a little bit and fold forward. If you can, put your hands down, give yourself a little bit of support. When you're folded forward, you should be able to get into a deeper position without pain because of the new angle that you're at. And from here, I want you to try your best to externally rotate your legs, which means your heels are down, your toes are up, and your knees are pointing up. You're doing this on both legs. This gives you a little bit more space in the hips to get into a deeper side split. All right. From here, I'm trying to walk our hands right underneath our hips so that most of our body weight is right over our legs. We can get more pressure into our side split. Do a little wiggle from side to side. See if you can push your heels out a little bit further. Break the friction holding you back. And that's it. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Again, bend your elbows and see if suddenly you feel way more pressure, way more weight in your legs. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. All right, walk your hands forward, bring your legs in, and chill. That was our third and final side split. We're going to do some more shaky, wiggly stuff so that your muscles are relaxed and you're ready to go back to whatever else you got to do for the day. And then we're going to do some quick joint checks just to make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to. Then we'll be done. All right, we're almost there. Come on back into standing. Grunt and groan if you need to. Slowly come out of whatever restive position you were in, and let's shake it out. Shake the legs. Again, if you're brand new to the live and you have no idea what the shaking is supposed to look like, I want you to imagine you're flicking water off of your toes. You're sort of whipping that leg out in front of you, and all of your muscles are sort of relaxed. You're just whipping as fast as you can to send the water flying as far as possible. And that means a lot of those leg muscles are relaxed, all right? We want to keep that relaxation. We want to drop the knee down as you get more comfortable, as you get more chill. And I want your ankles to sort of be flopping all over the place, all right? This is what it looks like from the front. I don't think I've demonstrated from this angle in a little bit, a couple of weeks probably. And I want you to add in that wiggle. Let the calves relax. Let the leg relax. Cool? Same thing on the other side. Let's go. Shake, 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 shake. We're whipping that leg back and forth. Trying to get those muscles to relax. And then we're dropping the knee. We're reducing the intensity. Just shaking and flopping and relaxing. And that should be good. Next up, we're going to work on the hips. In the last 2 rounds, we did almost no weight on it. We're just moving it to loosen up the muscles. This time, since we finished our 3 rounds of side splits, we're going to work on some end range of motion. Okay, what that means is we're going to use our muscles. We're going to try our very best to bring our knee as far in as possible and open up as much as possible. And that looks a little bit like this. We are popping into a bit of a squat, 20% of a squat, like so. We're going to try to lock our whole entire body in position. We're going to try our best not to move anything else, all right? From here, we're going to pick a leg. In this case, it's going to be my left leg. Most of my body weight is in the right leg. Most of nothing else is in my left leg. We're going to try our best to open up our leg out as far as we can. If you were here for the beginning when we were doing the butterfly stretch, I talked about using your outer thigh muscles and your glutes to bring your knees down into the ground. This is the same basic muscles. We're trying to open up that hip to the side, all right? 20% of the squat, weight in this leg. Open that leg out, 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 out. Feel the tension here. Feel the tension in your glutes. Open your hip as far out as you can. Then we're going to bring it in. The rest of the body should not be moving very much. Most of the movement should be coming from right here in the hip, in that leg. I want you to bring this knee in as far as you can. And the opposite. Open. Open as wide as you can. Open, 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 open. Your muscles should be working real hard trying to open up that hip. And the other way. Bring it in. In. We're going to do 5 reps in total. That's 2 so far. We're going to open again. Open, 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 open. Keep on trying to open. Try to imagine bring the knee pointing into something behind you. And do the opposite. Bring that knee back in. This is number 3. If your legs start shaking a little bit, that's okay. That's normal. Most of us don't have the normal muscle use to make this a very normal position, and so our muscles get really shaky and tired fast. The nervous system needs to be trained a little bit, and that's part of the process. Here's 4. We got one more. Open it up. Open, 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 open. And bring the knee in. Oh, that is a whole bunch. I want you to notice when you're working on those, how your hip muscles are working, how your glutes are flexing, how this set of muscles right in here are feeling. It's supposed to be tough, it's supposed to be challenging, because we're trying to get a little bit stronger and we're trying to get a little bit more mobile and have a little bit more control. And if we don't train it, it's not going to happen magically. So the suffering is the price we pay. All right, we got one more leg. Let's do this. If you made the mistake of going super deep into a wide squat, going like this, it's going to be way more difficult. So keep your legs relatively close together if you're feeling really tired. All right, 20% of a squat. Let's do this. Remember, the rest of the body, we're trying to keep more or less in the same spot. All of the movement is coming from where this leg is connected to the hip. All right, let's go. Let's start with in. In. Try to squeeze your legs together. Try to keep the hips from moving anywhere. And open. Open, 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 open. And in. You might be feeling it here. You might be feeling it here. You might be feeling it in a whole bunch of places where you're not used to using your muscles quite that way. And that is okay. This is called internal rotation. And this is called external rotation. It's very important for having your hips move well. If you've watched videos of mobility people do 90-90s, that's a lot of what this is. It's a little bit different from just casually letting your legs flop from side to side. We're really trying to use our muscles to open up and get stronger rather than something a little bit more passive, like just kind of flopping to either side. And I have absolutely no idea how many of these we've done. Bring that knee in. Out, 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 and I think that's good. Oh, if your hips are totally tired, you're sweating up a storm like me, take a couple of seconds and do the relaxing, chill stuff that we've been doing usually at this point in time, where your legs are just kind of shaking, flopping. All your weight is in one leg, the other leg is just moving a little bit back and forth, letting those muscles to relax. Flop, 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 flop. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, 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 shake. Shake, 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 shake. And I think we're good with the workout. Let's do a couple of joint checks. We'll wrap up with those. And the first joint check is going to be some hip circles. All right, right after side splits, I usually feel a lot of pressure and tenderness on the sides of the hips. And I like to spend a couple of extra seconds here. When you're doing the hip circles, you might notice maybe your low back is quite sensitive. Maybe your hips are also sensitive. Maybe even your hip flexors in the front are a little bit sensitive. And you can give yourself a couple of seconds to stretch those out, work them a little bit before we get into the next movement. We're going to do one quick high knee just to make sure those hip flexors can contract and pull your knees up. If they don't do that very well, you'll know immediately, so you don't have to do more than one rep. From here, we're going to fold forward and sit into a bit of a squat, trying to bring our chest down to the ground as much as possible. From here, I want you to push your knees forward as far over your toes as you can manage. And then I want you to focus on that stretch in your Achilles tendon in the calves. I want you to feel that pressure that's building in your toes, in your foot, because your body weight is leaning so far forward. Your toes are working to keep you balanced. And from here, I want you to try your best to do a quick calf raise. I say quick, but I don't mean sloppy. I mean quick yet controlled. And I want you to try your best to balance your weight between your big toe and your pinky toe so that you're in a strong position. All right? If you can do a couple of those and come back down, then you have worked a whole bunch of different muscles, a whole bunch of different joints well together. Your toes working with your feet working with your ankles, ankles working with your calves, knees, hips, and you got a whole bunch of collaboration between your muscles and your joints. So, for the most part, for the main muscle movement patterns, you should be pretty good. And with that, I'm going to unroll my pants and tell you that we are done. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in to practice consistency this Saturday morning. I hope you had fun. I hope you got a good workout. I hope you're feeling a little bit looser. You're moving a little bit better. And you're ready to go take on the day because you crushed your workout already. Whew. If you're joining in relatively late, which is okay because this is a live, I hope you know that we do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and we try to make all the suffering on the floor in these painful positions where you go a little bit less suffering and a little bit more bearable, with a little bit of entertainment, with some good energy, with some good vibes, and hopefully some interaction in the community. We got some questions in the chat coming in. Mirzi says, what time do you start? We started an hour and 7 or an hour and 8 minutes ago. And this time that you're watching right now is actually a little different from our normal time. It's 9 a.m. Eastern, and this is special for the weekend. So on Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9 a.m., this live happens. But Monday through Sunday, so every day of the week, every day, all the time, this live happens at 9 p.m. Eastern. So on the weekends, we have two lives, a 9 a.m. live and a 9 p.m. live. I'll definitely get to the boat pose, Betty. Don't worry about it. And let's see, do we have anything else in here? All right. Okay, I'm scrolling a little bit. Not missing the boat pose. Don't worry. All right. Let's do some boat pose. If you guys don't know what the boat pose is, that's totally normal. I didn't know what the boat pose was until pretty recently because Betty actually asked about the boat pose a while back. And if you do a little bit of Pilates, you might be familiar with a similar position, and it probably has a different name. I don't know that name either. So, but I've taken Pilates classes, and I know I've done this before. So the boat pose actually ends up looking a little bit like this. It is very much a core and posture exercise. You're trying to balance on your glutes, on your tailbone, on your butt-ish area. You're trying to get into this nice V shape. This is a good starting point. You might want to extend your arms in front of you to help counterbalance your weight. Right now, you're just trying to balance your weight on your butt. Cool. As you get more comfortable with this, you can experiment with keeping that core nice and tight, extending one leg up, maybe even tucking the other knee if you need a little bit of help, and trying to get the second leg up, depending on how much hamstring flexibility you have and how strong your ability to compress into this shape. You're going to have more or less control of how long you can stay in this position. I am going to be totally honest. My ability to compress is nowhere near as good as my ability to fold, and even that is questionable. So this is probably my best boat pose. I can hit about 90-ish degrees, and I can only hold it for a couple of seconds. So, if you've been super strong, Betty, this whole time holding that boat pose, congratulations. That is a freaking hard movement. And it's not just about the core. The core is important for kind of keeping you from falling backwards, but it's really these hip flexors here that you kind of need when you're doing the high knee raises, that you're working real hard to help lift your legs up into the air. If you're working on something other than the boat pose, for example, like the L sit, where you do something like that, it's a very similar set of muscles here that are working really hard to lift your leg up off the ground. And that's the best I can do for the L-sit too. So L-sit, boat pose, very similar foundation. Your core, your hip flexors are both working really hard to keep you compressed. Both skills get more advanced, get a little bit more cool looking when you can compress and bring your legs and your back closer together. And I can't do any of those. So that was the best attempt that I had, Betty. I hope you enjoyed. Okay. That, I think, is the end of. Oh, okay. Betty says, try again. Face this. Okay. All right. Sure. Oh, we're facing the camera. Leaning back just a little bit, keeping the core nice and tight. Take some shallow breaths so that you don't accidentally get really loose, because this is intense. You need the contractions. You're going to start by lifting your feet slightly off the ground and figure out if you can balance and keep your hips from folding and flopping back and forth. Once you can balance here, you might need to move your hands around to help adjust your balance. Once you can do that, keep on lifting your knees up higher, and I'll start training those hip flexors in the front of your legs a little bit more. And keep breathing these shallow breaths so that you can stay very tight in your core. And when you're ready, you can start extending the legs out in front of you. You can lift, straighten. Oh my gosh. That is all I got in me. Whew. That is somewhat of a boat pose. Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm going to get back up. My core is flexing so hard right now and is so tight. That does not make Pilates easy at all. If you didn't know, Pilates can be really, really, really hard. And I don't know if you guys have seen those videos where husbands go do their wives' workouts, and they try like the fancy Pilates where you have the reformer machines that kind of like slide around and stuff, and they start crying. I mean, maybe not crying, but like, sweating really hard and shaking and all that stuff. Pilates is not easy, y'all. Don't look down on Pilates. It's hard. Okay. Betty wants me to do some more boat pose in the future. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, I accidentally invited somebody again. Ooh, okay, great. Nobody could accept that invite. Awesome. All right, I'm going to scroll through the chat real quick just to see if there's any comments and messages I missed from. What the heck? How are there still invites? I'm scrolling on the left side of the screen. I accidentally invited somebody to the live by accident, and I hope they don't accept. I'm going to see if there's anything else in the comments to respond to, and if not, then I'm going to wrap up the live. So if you got any questions, you got any last minute thoughts, I will hopefully see them in a sec. But if I am not seeing your message and you want me to make sure I get to it, throw it into the chat at the bottom. Oh, Fatima says, Happy Appreciation Day. Happy Appreciation Day. I appreciate each of you. Fatima, that's so kind. That's nice. Thank you for sending good vibes into the chat and trying your best to make everybody feel welcome and appreciated. I love it. Okay. I'm composting and gardening this season. I will squat. Ah, yes. Okay. Other practical uses for your hip mobility. I love it. Victor Wong asked, where am I from? I am from the US and I am in my 30s. All right, I think I've scrolled to the top. That is all the chat from way up in the beginning. I don't even know if those chats are relevant anymore. All right, boom. All the way back to the bottom. I think that is everything. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you for practicing consistency with me today. I hope you enjoyed the side splits workout, the boat pose at the end, and I hope you're feeling a little bit more loose, a little bit more relaxed, so you can go tackle any of the other cool things you got to do today. Happy Valentine's Day. Enjoy. And I hope to see you in a little bit. We got another live in 10 hours and 45 minutes. That's our normal 9 p.m. Eastern live. Feel free to come join in for that. I make a whole bunch of other content on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok that is all about trying to squeeze in a little bit of meaningful exercise in your downtime and not making it a huge commitment, so that you can sort of make it a habit to stay active, to move better. like when you are boiling water for coffee, or when you're waiting for something in the microwave, or making ramen. So go ahead and check out those videos. If for some reason you cannot make one of the lives and you feel like you want to do the workout anyway, I have a version of the live recorded on YouTube. It is completely silent except for a little countdown timer that goes 5, 4. I don't think the timer actually counts, but it goes beep, beep, beep. Other than that, there's no talking, there's no instruction. We just go from one move to the next at light speed. It's pretty much exactly 30 seconds per exercise, and you can do those real fast without all the other disruptions and explanation. Cool. All right. I don't think there are any other questions or comments in the chat. Neko Panda, thank you for hopping in and checking in on the live from Japan while you're on vacation. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your vacation and the rest of your travels. That is it from me. Thank you, everybody, once again for coming in and practicing consistency, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye. Closing out.